10,000
That's
euros profit in April. Is that net profit minus your team costs, like net profit?
yes, net, everything. But I really set a goal at the start of June. I told my team, hey, I want to finally break the 100 orders, in a day. I made 10k profits joining Red Belts, and now I doubled that. And joining Business Belts has been
All right, guys, welcome to a new video again. I'm here today with Jeremy again. How are you
yes,
doing today, man?
all good, all good.
Good that you're here today. It's actually the second interview that we're doing together. The first one was, I remember, when you resigned from your job, moved to full-time e-commerce. Later, more about that. That was actually very nice. And yeah, since then you've been actually active in e-commerce for as full-time. You've been building quite a big team. You have done very decent profits. So yeah, and in this call, I would just like to discuss a few things with you, like what's your experience been so far, what it feels like to be an full-time e-commerce entrepreneur now, and if we look back, Jeremy, like from the moment that you stopped working until now, like for how long is that? How long has that been?
Actually, this month it's a year ago now.
1 year full-time entrepreneur, basically.
But yes, I quit 1 year ago now. I just saw the potential of e-commerce. I was doing it alongside my job back then. I felt like, okay, with a couple hours per day, I'm already making like 100 euro profit per day. Well, I'm working my ass off for a company for like 10, 12 hours per day, considering traveling and stuff. So I was like, yeah, if I just put half the effort as I did in the company I work with into my own business, I will probably earn much more money. So yeah, I took that risk. So I also was like at the point where, okay, I want to move out of the house, um, but the alternatives are limited in the Netherlands. So you need to buy an apartment or something and get a huge loan and pay higher bidding price with your own pocket money, which I thought was just not an option. So I figured, okay, with e-commerce, if that's going to be profitable, I'm going to sit at home from now, thank my parents for that, and work on getting more profits. And then after a couple months, it didn't quite work out, so that was pretty rough.
So what didn't
But
work out from the moment you resigned from your job when you were already full-time in e-commerce?
yeah, but it was already going down because the combination of the two was very tough at the moment because my job was very
Yeah, you had a very responsible job, right? Like you had a management function and you needed to even work outside of the office and stuff as well, right? So
yeah.
where like a lot of people work full time and start with business belts and work on their business when they're at home, you actually still needed to work for that company while you're at home and then also building on the other company.
Right. Things
Hmm.
would always happen that got my attention, or early in the morning, or late at night, or also my mind capacity. Takes a lot of energy
Of course,
doing
yeah.
that job. But anyway, I was also kind of tired back then, so I figured with some rest, eventually pushing again in e-commerce, that would help. So yeah, Business Belts has also helped me back then start anew essentially and build it up from there. And after like 2 months, I started getting decent profits, like 3k, then 6k, and then I was like, okay, this is crazy, like this is
Like a
now
month, 3K a month, you went from 3,000 euros a month to 6,000 euros profit a month, right? Like it went that fast.
correct. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just being all in every day, 12 hours per day at least, pushing
Yeah.
products, checking the data, trying new things, using what worked, building a team. That's also been started like in November. After Chinese New Year, I had some trouble with my bank and getting momentum back again. So I fired some people. And then I was hands on again, doing product research, launching campaigns, making creatives, testing all kinds of things. And after a week, I already started getting profits again for like a couple hundred euros per day. And then I also started to look at different markets. So I wanted to have multiple stores. One hand for having a backup when one fails, but also, yeah, I was in a market that was not in a good position or a sustainable position, let's say. So
Yeah.
I will
Okay.
not mention it here, but there's good reason for it. So I also was looking to other markets, and eventually I found another market. That one has been performing really well. That's since end of April, start of May, so a couple
Yeah.
months.
So like 3 4 months now. What is like the profits? What you've been doing there so far?
In April, I had 10K profit.
Ten
That's
thousand euros profit in April.
yeah, and
Is that
and
net
and
profit minus your team costs minus all subscriptions? Like net profit?
yes, net, everything.
I actually know that when you say net, it's net because we used to go to the same school, and I know you're like you're structured with those things, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to assume I have more money than
I know. Yeah,
in
that's good.
reality.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so 10K in April. What about May?
15, and then
15.
last month in June, 20. So yeah, it's been going up and up. And in
So that
April,
is that is how much? 35,000 euros profit in the last 3 months. Net
correct,
profit.
net profit. Still have to
Wow.
pay taxes eventually, but
Uh,
with a
income
salary,
tax.
it's the same. So
Yeah, you're based in the Netherlands, so yeah, I get that. Okay, so that's great, man. So 35,000 euros profit. That is yeah quite insane, I would say. But what was for you the big difference? Because you joined Red Belt. For the people watching this, don't know what Red Belt is. So in business belts, we work in different divisions. When you're a complete beginner or doing between a 0 and 50,000 euros revenue on a monthly basis, you go into blue belt. Everything above that starts basically with red belts, where you get another program on a more advanced level, where we're really going to dive into your business, observe like what have you been doing the past months, where can we improve a lot, where do we need to hire the right people, how can we do proper quality assurances, how can we be better on front end, but even more important, how can we be better at back end to make sure that we're not getting disputes or anything. So for the people watching, just explaining what was for you the reason, first of all, why you felt like I need to join red belts. Yeah, how do you experience that so far, the difference between those two, and what have you learned?
yeah. So before I started Red Belt, it was like April. I actually had like 3 freelancers, maybe 4. Before I started Red Belts, we were already talking like, okay, how can I optimize the team and give more work away, and that already helped me to decide, okay, I should hire this guy, I should hire this guy, and then I realized, okay, my workflow is in a spreadsheet, so it's quite limited. So then I figured, okay, there's much more potential to gain here, and I can try and invent a wheel. I have no experience with e-commerce a year ago, no experience in scaling the business with more VAs, right?
Yeah.
So what do I know what a good process is, right? So yeah, that's why I joined Red Belt, because I was 100% sure you would, and the coaches would help me out, set up a nice process. Also having, a couple people to talk with, to like, hey, what works well when hiring people, what works well when they do their job, if they don't, stuff like that, and having conversation about that was just really valuable. So
So sorry to interrupt, but do you mean the conversations you have with other red belt students at that moment?
no, no, no,
Or
no, just with the coaches and
okay, yeah,
yeah, but I have management experience, but in logistics. So yeah, you can use portions of that, but not everything. So,
yeah,
but it has been very helpful with Mels and Jerry both helped me out how to properly use the virtual assistant, right? To put the right people on the right place, and a lot of things I may think, okay, this is the right way, but also having somebody there to also help you, like guide you in the right direction, it has been very helpful, right? So the orders kept growing and growing, and yeah, it has been a lot of work, but now we have a very nice process, the right people at the right place. They all have like opportunities to grow towards, and there's like multiple channels with departments now. Yeah, the red belt coaching helped me out a lot with.
yeah. So now it starts to feel more like a business that you're actually building instead of working into your web shop all the time,
Right,
right?
right. It's a different game. It's a really different game.
Yeah, yeah, true, for sure. And this is basically unlimited, right? Like the level where you're at now is still like considered minimum in ecom because there's like so many heights to achieve. So there's always like an unlimited process to optimize.
Right, right. And it really feels that way. I'm still scratching the surface. Like 20K profit in a month is nice, but it's I need a lot more. I have an appetite for a lot more, and I feel like there's much more room to grow. Yeah, I'm now adjusting to the position for okay, I'm like on a different level now. How can I still make sure the VAs do the job as I would do? How can I use their strengths so my business goes better, right? And also to keep it running, right? So you need to invest in backups, like backup ad accounts, backup stores, backup VAs, build a knowledge base with SOPs and stuff,
Yeah.
optimize like the customer service aspect of things. Like I'm also investigating what kind of strategies do competitors use, which we can use and test out, and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun in this position, but there's so much potential still out there, and yeah, I'm actively trying to find it.
Do you also feel that you have more room on a daily basis now to be able to do this proper research and to, because you're not working that much in your business as of the moment. Of course, you still do on some specific parts, but yeah, since you don't do product listings, since you don't do launching, optimizing, customer support management, quality assurances, like it's basically outsourced. Like, does it gives you more space and room to actually do these research things?
Yeah. You need this, right? When I was launching and finding new creatives, if you have a good running campaign and you want to test new creatives, if you want to do proper testing, it takes like 3 to 4 hours, right, to edit the videos, find the videos. Now that's all outsourced. I have 2 video editors. Yeah, that already saves me like 6 to 8 hours. It's not sustainable even in terms of scaling to grow your business if you keep doing it yourself, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And if you look at order volume, like, could you maybe share or show how many orders you process at the moment on a daily basis? Like, around how many orders do you do a day?
At the moment, about 100 orders, almost
Yeah.
200 orders last week. So
Last week, almost 200 a day.
yeah,
What is your AOV, your average order value?
because I opened Shopify. These are the months of the orders of June. So
Oh, wow.
3,144 orders plus 104% from May. So that's nice
Yeah.
to see. So yeah, of course it's not always 100, but I really set a goal at the start of June. I told my team, hey, I want to finally break the 100 orders, in a day, because that will be really nice.
Yeah, of
it's
course. Yeah. No, but it's good to work towards these things with your team as well. Like, set the goals and very important. Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I just love following up with them, and they always like to hear it and see it also.
Great. That's good culture that you're building there. Like, there needs to be something that you're working towards together. That's for sure. Yeah. So around 100 orders a day. Yeah, that's great, man. Oh, 160 orders a day. Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. 130. Yeah. And this month so far, how many orders have you done? We're now like half. No, not halfway. It's the 11th of July. It's dropping a bit, I can see, but
I tried testing new things, and last week I had like 10 products that were selling well. I had to scale, add new
yeah.
creatives, scale again, and then the performance dropped at the same time. So sometimes, yeah, when you're investing in scaling new creatives, stuff will not work out, right? And
Yeah, of
but this
course,
is
but that's okay,
motivating.
man. Like that's how it goes. Like, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and especially with creative testing, you're not losing because you're gaining data, and based on the data you optimize. So okay, that's great, man. Looks very good. So above 100 orders a day is almost on a consistent base now, and then with a team, yeah, you actually made a lot of steps. And what is like yeah, I already kind of asked it, but like, what was the biggest difference for you now since you joined that red belt? Like, what would you say, like, yeah, this was for me, or these were the biggest takeaways, for example, that I really learned and that gave me more insights, and like, just wondering, because everyone sees it different, and it is different for every person, right? But like, I'm just wondering it from your perspective.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things, so I'm trying to hone down on some things that really helped. Of course, the total package helped a lot, but also like I think was with Mels. He said like I had 2 creative VAs and one was not like doing his job properly,
Yeah.
and I was really about to fire him. Uh, so we had a good talk about that. Then he said like, okay, just make a channel dedicated for making the daily creatives, put them both in there, and give the feedback there, right? So yeah, I instructed them both. Hey, if you make something, let me know how and why. If you change something from the competitor, let me know how and why, etc., etc. And then I give them feedback, and then the other guy also reads that feedback and uses it on a daily basis. Also, they want to compete in this way, right? Because they want my approval of these creatives, and seeing if the other guy is getting not like harsh feedback or anything, or uh, positive feedback, let's say. Then the other is like, oh shit, I need to do better also, otherwise I'm out, right? I can tell him that, but putting it in that way makes it more alive for the other VA, for like that there's of course some kind of pressure to perform. And you know, like for me, I give some people some opportunity, but if you don't perform, you're out. It's that simple.
Yeah, of
And
course.
also, there's like some people that can do a really good job, but somewhere they just don't understand the importance of it, you know. But if you push them in that right direction and they keep pushing forward, and then they deliver really good stuff,
Yeah.
especially if they're new to e-commerce. So making that dedicated channel, putting them both in there, giving that feedback in there, it also made them connect together, right? So instead of they are chatting me directly, hey, what should I do here? What should I do there? They contact each other, like, hey, I saw you make this type of image with AI. How do you do it? Now he uses it on a daily basis, and that type of creative is always consistently generating sales. So like such a small step had such a big impact, and I think that was one of the most important things like I received as a tip from one of the coaches.
Very good, man. Very good to see. You know, of course, like at the end, we're here to make profits, right? So, yeah, you made decent profit. You said I made 35K in the last 3 months. But for me, the biggest win, what I see for you, is that you keep learning. You're still hungry to learn. You keep optimizing with your team. Like, okay, yeah, nice these profits, but there's still so much more to improve. It's great if you can keep up that mindset and that pace, because there's still so much more to win. Be also in the moment with actually enjoying it with your team and growing, and yeah, that's the most important thing, man. Anything what you would recommend to people watching this, maybe stuck at a level of ecom, and then want to grow but not sure if they want to do it? Yeah, what would you say to those people, for example?
Yeah, so if you're making like decent amount of profit, let's say, it feels really nice, but there's so much more potential to gain. And like I said at the start, figuring out yourself what the best processes are, how to use the VAs properly, stuff like that. If you want to figure that out for yourself, sure, but that will take a long time, especially if you have like a job next to it or something. Eventually, it will catch up with you, right? In terms of time and energy, you need more time and energy by using VAs. Also, if you invest like 5K into your business, you can also write it off. So it costs less because
Or yeah, it's true. It's very true, man. Yeah, I didn't even thought about it, but it's actually true. Yeah,
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 that's what I thought. I was like, oh, I can pay 4,000 euros to my lovely king, or I can invest it in a course, you know. So,
yeah.
and it was already a no-brainer, even if it was not the case, because I made 10K profits joining Red Belt, and now I doubled that, even though my team doubled in size.
Yeah, great, man. Sounds good. Very happy to see and to hear this, man. Yeah, next is black belt, man. Let's really go to
Yeah.
the skilling levels. Do this consistent for a bit. I mean, we stay in touch anyway. We have the red community where you can ask your questions to the guys. We have every Friday now a call with all the guys where we come together. How do you experience that? Like, where everyone comes together as like higher level entrepreneurs.
Yeah, that's really awesome. I was in the blue belt calls, and yeah, there's questions from the start, which I can't blame them, of course. But when I joined like the first couple red belt group calls, yeah, you get already so much value by hearing what they do, what they struggle with. You can already relate to it much more and learn from it, right? But in general, I think it's awesome that you host these weekly calls because it adds so much values. Even though your 2 months are over, let's say, you can still learn so much every week in there. And I'm looking forward to joining that every week. In terms of what you asked earlier, what I would like to say more, like having a job a year ago, I dreamed of this type of freedom, and now it's reality. And just waking up, not having to set my alarm per se, not to have to rush things. Or last week I was sick, I had like fever, like calling in sick, silly stuff like that. It all feels so strange now, and just having the freedom to travel. Like I've been on very nice trips this year already, and end of the month I will go to Turkey for 1.5 months, and I can just stay there, earn money, enjoy life, and I'm just very grateful for that, and yeah, and
Thanks.
joining Business Bells has been, like very important choice in my life. Like you can't imagine how important it has been, it
Yeah,
changed my
nice
life
one.
for the better.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Like that also means a lot to us, of course, and I know how it feels because I've been there myself. Yeah, now everything is so normal. That is so nice what you say. Like yeah, 1 year ago I was stuck in a job, and what I'm doing now feels like a dream. Like I have freedom, and it's great. Like because that gives more purpose to keep going, right? And yeah, everyone can basically do it, man. It's not that difficult, but you have to make that step. You were with Dave from the beginning. He said, "Bro, he's gonna make it. I know it already. I can see. He really wants to make it work. It's gonna work."
Hmm.
And yeah, now you're here, man. 1 year later, very happy. Thanks for sharing that. Also, really valuable for the people. And keep in mind that eventually you do it all yourself. Like it's nice that you're grateful for business belts. Like it's nice that you say it. And I will also say to the coaches, of course, I'm sure they know it already. But at the end, you do it yourself. We give the context, the stuff. You need to do it, and that's what you did, right? Because let's keep it real. There's also people in the community they do not succeed, but we all know why they do not succeed, right? So that's basically it.
Yeah, it's true. In the end, it's yourself also that needs to work very hard on things, and
Yeah,
the amount of hours I've put in is like crazy. Yeah, I'm sure,
yeah,
but
sure.
it's what it takes, And now I will still put it in this amount of hours. Very nice to meet the other people in the community,
Yeah,
talk about what markets they are in, how they do testing, scaling,
yeah.
just meeting people. I also met somebody. We've been like friends for a year now through business belts essentially, and we started a business now together, and it's also
Oh,
performing
really?
quite well so far. So yeah, that's also so awesome about it.
So you started like an thing on the side with a new business partner, also from Business Belts.
Correct. Yeah,
Amazing. To get back to those hours that you said, I put a lot of working hours in. Yeah, but look what you get back from it.
right.
35K profit in 3 months, a life of freedom, growing unlimited with a team, being more like a leader, finding a new business partner. Imagine like 1 year ago you started with zero knowledge. Imagine 1 year from now with the knowledge you have now. That's how you should see it. It's a snowball effect.
Right. Yeah. The last interview we had was like in January, I think, and you said like your position now is nice, but looking forward to how it looks like in a few months, and
Exactly.
then yeah, it
It is
really changed in a few months.
It is on camera. That's actually nice. That's what we're also going to show to people. Like, look, we had an interview in January. That's where we discussed this. Now we're in July, and that's where we discussed this. Like, you can ask yourself if it's worth to make that step. Yeah,
Yeah, very cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
amazing. All right, Jeremy, thanks for sharing, man. Anything else? Because I asked you 2 times, and then you came up with some great things. So, is there anything else that you have to share?
No, I think that's it for now. It's just having a blast.
Yeah, we stay in touch. See you on the next one. The next interview is 6 months from now.
Yeah. Next
Ciao.
January. See you there.
Ciao,
Bye.
ciao.
Bye.